I walked alone through the midnight field where the names on stones don't ever yield. The wind blew soft like a whispered trust, like someone gone was still watching us. I felt a pull from the silent ground, a memory rising without a sound. And I wondered if love survives the dust, if the dead still pray for us. Do they kneel beside the stars at night, calling out our names in fading light? Do they beg the Lord to hold us near when our hearts break down in fear? Are we carried by the ones we've lost, held by hands that once knew us? I swear I feel them when life gets rough, if the dead still pray for us. Made mistakes that could fill a grave, lost myself in the storms I gave. But sometimes hope cuts through like a bell, ringing from worlds we can't quite tell. Maybe those gone aren't gone at all. Maybe they rise when we start to fall. Maybe their love is a guiding pulse, if the dead still pray for us. Do they kneel beside the stars at night, calling out our names in fading light? Do they beg the Lord to hold us near when our hearts break down in fear? Are we carried by the ones we've lost, held by hands that once knew us? I swear I feel them when life gets rough, if the dead still pray for us. Seen shadows move when I was weak, felt warm tears fall on a frozen cheek. And I knew right then I wasn't alone, someone loved me beyond the storm. Do they gather where our hope runs thin, pleading heaven to let us in? Do they fight for us in the quiet night when we've lost our grip on what is right? Maybe grace is a bridge of trust built by the souls who once knew us, and maybe we rise when they lift us up, if the dead still pray for us. If love survives the ashes and dust, then the dead still pray for us. Then the dead still pray for us. I was knee-deep in the trouble I made, a bottle in my head like a rusty blade. Every prayer I tried just burned my tongue, and the man in the mirror looked scared and young. I walked that road where the good don't go, with a heart too heavy and a past that shows. But mercy found me in the midnight rain, not in a church but in all my pain. I heard wings stirring in the cold night air, not for the righteous, but the broken out there. 'Cause angels don't ride with saints, they ride with the lost who faint, with the sinners who fall, the ones who lost it all, still crawling back to grace. No halos over the clean, they fly for the in-between, for the wounded hearts they chase. Yeah, angels don't ride with saints, they ride with broken souls like me. Saw a shimmer on the old dirt trail. Thought it was the devil coming for my fail, but it was hope with a scarred up face. Looked like me, just saved by grace. He said, son, you got a life to mend, but you ain't too far, gonna try again. And the night grew quiet as the truth rang clear. Heaven's closer when it feels nowhere near. I felt wings beating where the darkness hides, lifting up a man who'd already died. 'Cause angels don't ride with saints, they ride with the lost who faint, with the sinners who fall, the ones who lost it all, still crawling back to grace. No halos over the clean, they fly for the in-between, for the wounded hearts they chase. Yeah, angels don't ride with saints, they ride with broken souls like me. If you see a light on a lonesome road, or hear a whisper when your heart feels cold, don't turn away, it ain't too late. Sometimes salvation comes rough and late, and if you're praying with a shaking hand, brother, that's where angels stand. 'Cause angels don't ride with saints, they ride with the ones who wait for a break in the night, for a flicker of light to cut through all the way. They don't fly with the proud or clean, they rise for the in-between, for the broken trying to believe. Yeah, angels don't ride with saints, they ride with souls like you and me.
Angels don't ride with saints, they ride with the lost who faint, with the sinners who fall, the ones who lost it all, still crawling back to grace. No halos over the clean, they fly for the in-between, for the wounded hearts they chase.
Yeah, angels don't ride with saints, they ride with souls like you and me. They buried me young in the life I chose, with a heart gone quiet and a soul half froze. I walk like a shadow with a borrowed name, and I swore no song will call me back again. But somewhere out past the old church light, I heard voices rising in the dead of night, not mourning me, but calling me home. A sound like mercy in a thundered tone. And through the dark I felt that trembling weight, the choir that sang over my grave. It was the broken, the lost, the ones like me, singing loud for the soul I thought couldn't be freed. Voices cracked but full of grace, crying out my forgotten name. Heaven heard what I could not say, the choir that sang over my grave. I was cold as stone in my secret shame, digging deeper holes just to hide the blame. But the sound kept cutting through my disbelief, a hymn of hope where I'd buried grief. I followed the echo through my doubts and scars to a clearing lit by 1,000 stars. They weren't angels, just hurt like me, but their trembling faith set my spirit free. And every voice was a lifeline I craved, the choir that sang over my grave. It was the broken, the lost, the ones like me, singing loud for the soul I thought couldn't be freed. Voices cracked but full of grace, crying out my forgotten name. Heaven heard what I could not say, the choir that sang over my grave. Silent and your knees hit ground, listen close for that distant sound. Not angels above or saints on high, but the wounded hearts who refuse to die. They'll lift you up from the life you made, pull you out of your own dark shade. It was the broken, the lost, the ones like me, singing hope in the bones I thought couldn't be free. Voices trembling wild with grace, calling out my forgotten name. And when I rose from the past I prayed, I thank the choir that sang over my grave. Tombstone holds a soul that's brave. Now when love sings over their grave, I was knee deep in the fire I made, buried in the sins that I couldn't trade. Every lie I told was another chain, and the truth felt deadly like a poison flame. I'd run so far I forgot my name, hid from love like a man with shame. Then a light broke through where the darkness fell, the angel who dragged me out of hell. He didn't come soft, didn't come kind, he grabbed my soul like a man gone blind. Said you ain't dying in the pit you fell, I'll tear you free if it breaks me as well. With thunder and wings and fire and yell, he's the angel who dragged me out of hell. I fought that grace like a cornered beast, clawed at the shadows that fed my grief. But he held on tight through my raging cry, said, boy, God don't bargain for halfway lives. And the flames bent back from the path we walked as I heard my heart for the first time talk. Every step was a wound but a healing swell, following the angel who dragged me out of hell. He didn't come soft, didn't come kind, he grabbed my soul like a man gone blind. Said you ain't dying in the pit you fell, I'll tear you free if it breaks me as well. With thunder and wings and fire and yell, he's the angel who dragged me out of hell. I asked his name, he just looked my way, said I'm every prayer you were scared to pray. Every tear you hid, every night you bled, every hope you buried thinking it was dead. Then he pointed up through the smoke I knew, said hell don't own what God pulled through. He didn't come soft, didn't come sweet, he tore the chains off my burning feet, said stand up now, you're more than life you fell. And he lifted me past that final nail with wings that shook every demon's yell. He's the angel who dragged me out of hell. Some angels whisper, but mine had to yell. I was walking through a valley made of years I couldn't face. Every memory like a shadow I was scared to chase. The sky hung low and the night felt strange, like the whole world shifted out on the range. And a cold wind rose and the silence broke, not in thunder, not in smoke, but in a whisper soft as a burning flame. When the wind spoke God's name. It wasn't loud, it wasn't clear, but it cut straight through my doubt and fear. Like a mother's cry, like a sinner's blame, I felt the truth when the wind spoke God's name.
No preachers shout, no prophets claim,
Just a trembling heart when the wind spoke God's name. From the hurt I made, stumbling in the dark like a lost crusade. But the breeze turned warm on that frozen night, like a hand on my shoulder pushing me toward light. And I swore I heard a voice so small saying, son, you don't have to bleed through it all. Grace don't always rise in a holy flame. Sometimes the wind speaks God's name. It wasn't loud, it wasn't clear, but it cut straight through my doubt and fear. Like a father's call, like a child's shame, I found my hope when the wind spoke God's name. No angel's wings, no burning frame, just a quiet truth when the wind spoke God's name. Maybe mercy rides on the softest breeze, reaching broken hearts like ours with ease. Maybe heaven speaks where the hurting roam, calling wandering souls back home. It wasn't loud, but it was real, a whisper strong enough to make me kneel. And the night stood still as my past untamed. I rose again when the wind spoke God's name. No choir above, no saints to blame, just me and grace. When the wind spoke God's name. Spoke God's name. Came crawling from the life I tore, hands still shaking from the sins I wore. I didn't think a prayer would hear my sound. A man like me don't dream of holy ground. But there I was in the morning light, ashes fading from the longest night. Not a saint, not saved, just barely found. A broken man on holy ground. 'Cause God don't wait for the pure and clean. He walks with the ones who've lost their dream. He lifts the low, the falling down, makes broken men stand on holy ground. No years hiding from the truth I knew, running from myself like the devils do. But grace don't break like a brittle vow. It shows up hard when you need it now. I felt the warmth where the cold once lived, a quiet voice saying, child, forgive. It shook my bones with a sacred sound, turning broken men to holy ground. 'Cause God don't wait for the pure and clean. He walks with the ones who've lost their dream. He lifts the low, the falling down, makes broken men stand on holy ground. No perfect robes, no flawless vow, just scarred up souls He's healing now. If mercy's real, then I've seen how He makes broken men holy somehow. Maybe the cracks in a shattered heart are where His light can even start. Maybe the dirt beneath our knees is where the lost find what they need. 'Cause God don't wait for the righteous few. He walks with the ones who barely made it through. He lifts the weak, the beaten down, makes broken men rise on holy ground. No flawless past, no golden crown, just souls He refuses to let drown. If grace has weight, it pulled me out, made broken men holy somehow. Once I was lost, now I'm fine.